Joshua is literally untouchable every single time we have seen it on broadcast. An immediate target ban from MJK. That seems very well thought out.
Now, I'm interested to see what happens with MJK, because I do not think you can first pick Scyther, but I have been wrong before.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they want to bring that Pokemon out into this match with how good their Urshifu has been doing, and they first picked Zacian, a Pokemon that we've seen dominate. I did not know how much play it was going to get here at Worlds, and the answer is a ton. Teams with Zacian are crushing it.
And speaking of players with a lot of minutes on that Pokemon, it's going to be Sona, who's basically played that patch so many times. I would love that too. But Jay Rapson on the Hoopa is going to be a big boon for OMO Abyssinian. Easily that player's favorite support Pokemon with how much they can impact the game. Their macro has been really solid. I think it's been one of the things that has put this region entirely, but specifically this team, apart from the pack.
Yeah, look at Hagu King right here, locking in that Trevenant, just incredible. And then, of course, we have the Urshifu that can just drop down over there for Lucapo. This is looking like an amazing draft for MJK right now. I'm not really loving it so much from Abyssinian, but look, they're grabbing an Inteleon, they're grabbing an Umbreon, super powerful picks here. I'm just kind of shocked to see Blastoise is really that first grab.
Yeah, it is shocking for sure. And check out Hagu King on this Trevenant, giving up Umbreon in that position and instead grabbing that specific Ghost Grass Pokemon, running a Floatstone experience share on this Pokemon as well, having a little bit of that movement speed to the roster. Comfey being locked in for MJK and the Cramorant. Are you kidding me? There's a specific person standing to my right that is quite excited.
Yeah, me and Wonder Chef. I love me some Cowboy Cram as we see these teams lock in their final picks, bringing out Zorororororark for the final one here for Abyssinian. Looking at both of these teams, I am very afraid of a few of these picks. For me, I feel like the standout is Lucapo on the Urshifu with that Comfey collar. I really don't know what Abyssinian is going to be able to do about that Zoinks.
Also, what does OMO do in the top path? You put Blastoise there, but I mean, having a Blastoise for a long time in the early game, just getting run over by a Zacian from Sona, that is going to be a big risk. I think OMO Abyssinian is going to need to put some presence toward bot path to try to just win that one as much as they can, to try to have a fight into the late game. Either way, it's enough number guy stuff because we're going to throw it to our casters, Kelosaurus and Wonder Chef.
It's finally here, the Cramorant. By the way, I'm really angry that you said duck as a hint and that you got the answer was Cramorant. That is not a duck at all. But regardless, I'm so excited for this. The winner of this moving into our top three. Oh, Abyssinian has been playing so well. And on the other side, MJK, I mean, all the same. Everybody here, of course, right, Kello?
Oh, definitely. And we know that Cramorant Neary, they have racked up the outs as they are rocking themselves a golden badge.
Oh yes, that is a thing you love to see. Any sort of Cramorant fan out there, but here we go. MJK on the left, OMO Abyssinian on the right. MJK representing Japan, one of the two teams remaining, but OMO Abyssinian fighting to keep APAC alive.
Well, both of these teams, you know, they want to stay there. They want to go on forward to that grand finals. But as we do have a look, it looks like Hoopa is going in for a bit of an invade, and we know that Kubfu Secure isn't quite the strongest here. So it is going to have to battle on back, just poke at it and wait for the perfect opportunity to get that last hit. But look, the Hoopa, yoink, I'll steal your berries, I'll steal your buffs, I'll steal everything.
On top of that, it looks like it's getting out of there maybe. Oh, actually, it's just going to be a little bit more annoying, waste a little bit more time even. You're not going to have a great fight right there, but the Squirtle, this is going to be such a tough path. Trying to deal with this Zacian for so long. Getting out of there was really nice. Both players using their eject buttons, but already we see a good bit of, actually, Baniri coming up. It's like, wait a minute, what is that? Wow, what a risk to take right there. I'm surprised we saw them going in off the bat.
Yes, they just saved that Squirtle, such low HP, but they were able to get in some stacks, take that Bunnelby, and take down this Zacian as well. But look at this, 4 members of MJK are pushing this bottom half so early.
Oh yeah, I mean, this early damage from the Cramorant can help so much in these situations. Look at this bullying, but the Whirlpool is going to do a ton, and that's going to allow them to get quite a few stacks in themselves. It looks like we're going to be seeing another very aggressive game as this pattern goes on. Once again, we've started to see teams really focusing on different paths and really pushing down those tier 1s of the opposite goal zone of the opponent.
Alrighty, here we have that Phantom that hasn't evolved. Hoopa trying to ward it out with that pocket ring around its waist. but we are about to have these Swablues and Alterios spawn on up. But look, Zoroark, I don't need that farm. I'm going to get some KOs instead.
Yeah, Zoroark just definitely farms player Pokemon. That's the goal right there. But yeah, you do not want to fight this Lucapo with the Convey on them. It's just, I don't even know what to say. It's like the ultimate raid boss. Like, how do you even deal with this? Lucapo has been literally 1v5ing teams earlier in the tournament without a Convey, but now with it, this is what we're going to be seeing.
Oh, how the tables have turned. They have just got some revenge and taken down that Zoroark. And I guess this is the thing. With having a pocket Convey with a rapid strike, a Shifu, you cannot escape that. Another raid boss, the Zacian, has struggled earlier on being alone in that top path, but here we are. We are getting some comeback.
Oh, the Zoroark getting a pick. And now how can you get out of there, Lucapo? Can you 1v3, 2v3 technically with the Convey? There's a great chance here. Everybody getting very, very low. That's, oh my gosh, everybody's one hit away. Are they going to keep going in?
Oh,
I feel like you're going to be scared. The mean look.
The mean look to catch them out. But you know what, Zoroark, I think they were on cooldown there. They weren't able to finish them off, unfortunately. But look at this. All the meantime, we have 2 objectives that have spawned on the map.
There's objectives other than just fighting the other team. I don't know if these teams actually know that. This has been a brawl, absolutely. It does look like we're going to have most of the members of both teams collapsing down to this Reggie Ice. They might be even there a little bit late. It's going to go down to a flip. The confirms coming from the War Turtle spin of all things.
Did you see how much HP that War Turtle was on? And thankfully, as they got that Reg Ice, it regenerated. But all the meantime, we have them breaking tier 1. You may take the objectives, but we will take your pad.
Now, the big win as well for OMO Abyssinian there, even though they did have to give up that tier 1 goal zone, is the fact that they are going to get this Reggie Lecky for free. And on top of that, we did see some farm going in for the Zoroark. So Schwa going to be trying to pop off as well. We've seen before this exact matchup against LG, where they actually did, they lost, but it was a winning game, I should say, where the Zoroark went up against an Urshifu with a Comfy on it and did very, very well, piloted by Schwa.
Oh, look at this Inteleon just hiding away, going into invisible, making sure to make use of those walls, and then that way it can get that maximum crit damage. But we do have those Swablues and Alterios going on down. They're not looking for an engage here, as there is an Umbreon with a mean look, and you do not want to get caught out.
Yeah, currently Convey on the 3rd really strong target for itself. I mean, this is an amazing Convey team. You can go on really kind of anything at this point. Even the Cramorant can be pretty annoying with a Convey on it, depending on what you're doing, especially if you're uniting. But we'll see if that happens a little bit later. I really want to see the impact of the Cramorant just on a personal level as far as just liking it, but there goes down the Zacian. That's a great initiation. They might be having to back up, though. Not sure they can follow it up truly. The Zacian not being as much of a menace as this Urshifu as of right now.
No, I feel like earlier on they really shut it down, but look at this. Down in the bottom path, we do have Shua dunking in at 31 points. Trevenant wasn't able to ward it off, but they have gone back to base for some full HP, and I reckon they might end up going for an engage here. But look at this. Miva waiting in the tall grass for the perfect opportunity. Zacian ends up ducking down, but no, it looks like they're backing on up. But we do have an objective that is about to spawn.
Yeah, and MJK just barely hitting a lot of their level 9s. They're going to be getting a lot of their unites right here, especially the Cramorant one. We are seeing now that it's dive guaranteed, but we are going to have such a great way to space people out if you want to use it. Now, the fact that there isn't that much of a challenge means you're going to have to find a great spot. That's actually taking it solo. It might actually, yes, use the unite in the Convey grass. That is such a cool combo. You're going to have to get out of there. Not getting full mileage out of it, at least taking down the Umbreon, getting some damage as well. Still, I really like that combo. They already got what they were there to get regardless, which was that basement Reggie. So now they're going to see if they can defend this bottom tier 1.
Yes, it is left on 5 points, but you do have a Zacian here that is trying to use their Sacred Sword, get some KOs, but that Blastoise and Hooper does retreat back to pad, getting some full heals, and it looks like they're going to go into the top. But all the meantime, there is a lot of yellow dots on this mini-map, so they have to farm on up, make sure to get that experience, get those Unite moves back before the next big engage.
Yeah, they've been fighting so much. I think it's a moment to kind of slow this down. We can even take it a little bit slower and look at what the levels are. Just slightly, I would say, in the advantage of OMO Abyssinian, but looking very even. However, the score, an exact 100-point lead on the side of OMO Abyssinian. So they are going to be winning in that aspect. However, things can turn around really easily in either direction. That Regieleki is going to at least build some space. Everybody going back. Oh my gosh.
Yes, they all went back, but the Sacred Sword was there to try and stop them. Regieleki ends up going in, and we we have some dunks coming on out. Karam finishing it off, breaking it up, and now we have MJK with a little bit more space of the map on the map.
Ooh, and that was something like a 45-point overdone, 44. I actually couldn't see exactly how many were in that tier 1, but that is huge. A great pick, though, on the Blastoise. It looks like they might be using that pick to try and take some forward positioning, to try and get some scoring, but no. 3 members of OMO Abyssinian are going to be down. At that tier 2, yeah, you're not going to be able to push that. They know that. At the very minimum, though, they are giving themselves some spacing for this basement Reggie. As I say that, though, the Zacian goes back.
Well, interestingly enough, we obviously have this basement Reggie, but there's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Are they going to have enough shred to bring it down, or are they just going to try and defend it? It looks like they are prioritizing those wild Pokemon on the sides, trying to get those levels up. As you said, it is pretty neck and neck, but I think OMO Abyssinian, they've kind of slightly fallen behind now.
Yeah, just barely, though. I mean, this is really high level overall for both teams. Like, they're pretty close. It's definitely going to come down to a huge team fight. I feel like the Cramorant Unite especially is going to be gigantic if it can get to be in a good spot where they can't just retreat. It's one of the hardest ones to place in the game. And look, there's an initiation on the little bait right there. The mean look topping Zacian. They're going to jump on it, but no, it doesn't go down. And the wait to counter engage from Lucapo is going to be big. They don't know that Urshifu is in there. Oh, you have to get away. Rayquaza is the one who's going to give you away. And now still no big initiation, which is really good for MJK because they're waiting for the Zacian to come back.
Well, the thing is, it's 205 to 264 points in favor of OMO Abyssinian. We do have the Blastoise making an attempt at a back cap here as Cramorant comes up from behind. But here we go. We have the engage. The Rings Unbound has been pumped up. They are trying to stun. We have Unites galore coming out here. Shifu is on the chase. Does it going Wardon on back, and we finally have the first KO. It goes down to the Zoraga, but it is traded for that Zacian. 2 members are down. Blastoise is also gone.
That was actually a huge Cramorant Unite. It was able to get 2 picks. That's going to at least stop them from being able to take advantage of the fact that the Zacian went down, but a 4 in a row for the Cramorant. Can we see a Cram Penta? Just needs to find one more here on this Hoopa, but that is a huge lead. They might not even need to. That built more than enough space for them to score, including that 100 with the Ray take.
Why is this the only first match we are seeing Cramorant? Like,
this is the first match I've been able to commentate Cramorant this entire UCS season. I may or may not be a fan of Cramorant if you see what I'm wearing today, and this was such a good Cramorant match, but MJK, only 2 teams, may I note, have we seen pull out Cramorant this weekend. There's been both Japanese, and it's won both times. It may have a 100% win rate, at least on broadcast, from what I know.
Well, looking at the scoreboard here, 670 to 264. We have a whole team wipe on the side of OMO Abyssinian, emptying those pockets, racking up those stacks. Another 4 KO streak for the side of MJK by that Urshifu.
Yeah, that is honestly just a beautiful thing to see. I truly, of course, am a fan of Cramorant, but I just love how that team came together. The combo of being able to create grass through the Comfey Unite and then being able to unite from it is one of the coolest things that I have honestly seen as far as a combo with Cramorant.
Yes, it was a beautiful match there, but we have to look at these stats, right? I mean, Lucapo, they actually shined on that Urshifu and Comfey.
Yeah, this is, you can see, I mean, this was a pretty close match overall, but we see in the end, of course, it did really come down to that big Ray take at the end. I mean, there was some scoring otherwise, but it's honestly, I thought it was a really, really good close back and forth, right? That's really what you like to see, especially when we're this late in the match. I felt like OMO Abyssinian was definitely ahead in a few different situations. It's just they weren't able to lock things down at the end. And now that we're getting to the damage numbers here, I'm going to throw it back to our